I know this is going to be a shock to many of you, but I ran into Daniel Day-Lewis in the parking lot. I know, it's like the hits keep coming. And he slipped me this slide deck. And it's real quick, so I know you guys are anxious. We're going to get your break before the next session begins. But he did, it's true. And it says this is his script too. So as you know, and you teed this up so nicely, Scott, we are a district where education is personal. And we want to take a moment to celebrate the life and work of somebody who has meant so much to our district. It's this person's birthday today. It all began in 1946. The film It's a Wonderful Life was released that same year, and by the way, it was not a blockbuster at the time, far from it. Also of note, in 1946, the United Nations held its first meeting in New York City. Winston Churchill gave his famous Iron Curtain speech in Fulton, Missouri. Did I say that right, Missouri? Yeah. Okay. And in Paris, bikinis went on sale. In 1946, in Seattle, Washington, it was in post-war transition, but this was long before, come on, baby. It was long before Starbucks, but even back then, the city was producing something besides caffeine that teachers would come to rely on. Robert, we call him Bob, Marzano, was born in Seattle 75 years ago today. Yeah. Little did he know that when he was growing up, what a profound impact he would have on the way children are educated. When he first started working with us, we described him to non-educators as the John Elway of our profession. Bob, if you're wondering, your daughter Carmen was in on this and helped with the pictures. None of the ones seen here, cute as you were, made it on the cover of any of your important books that have helped shape the work of teachers for more than a generation. The Art and Science of Teaching, Classroom Instruction That Works, one of my favorite, is one of more than 50 books you have written to go along with 200 articles and years of research. Westminster Public Schools is proud to call you a friend. And for me, it's a great honor to speak about you. 50 books? I don't think I wrote 50 papers in my entire college career. You talked about baked in yesterday. You made research cool and baked it in for us with your meta-analysis and the way that you took this clunky bit of research and made it palpable for all of us to read and to use and to leverage. And I'll never forget the story. First time I met you was at Thunder Ridge High School. I'd just become an area director, and I scooched my chair up next to you at lunch, and you were eating your box lunch, and I was eating mine. And I said, this is what we're doing in Parker. And I mentioned Classroom Instruction That Works. I said, I've read it cover to cover probably 6 times. We're doing a book study in the district. I've got 300 teachers next Monday all together, and we're going to use that as a walkthrough tool. Remember the cameras? Remember when the cameras came out? Everyone's like, oh, I got to get me one of those cameras and do learning walks with the camera. And we said, no, we're not using the camera. We're going to use Bob's research. And I explained it to you, and you leaned in. He's such a great listener. If you don't know him, I mean, he's looking at you like you're the most important person in the world. And I told you what we were doing, and you leaned back and you said, that's brilliant. So the following Monday, I'm speaking to 300 teachers in Parker, and I said, I had lunch with Bob Marzano last week, which I did, kind of, I mean, box lunch. And I told him what we were doing, and he said, we're brilliant. And that's brilliant. And you know, you always have naysayers and laggards, and group gripers that want to demolish what you're doing, and they were squashed in that very moment because Bob Marzano said what we were doing was brilliant. The other thing, personally, that I've enjoyed so much is watching you take Dr. Brian Cassina under your wing and the magnet for all of our principals to that space. I mean, the fact that Brian, who's always been a rising star, is now leading a school with your name on the outside. Whew. I don't know if you're crying. The third thing I want to say is, here's what's so amazing, is your sense of humor. It's so self-deprecating and so quick-witted. You're a great listener, but you're kind. You're one of the kindest men I've ever known. And who could be that kind with a brain pan the size of Montana? But he is. And so, Bob, because it's your birthday, that means a cake and a song. And for that, I hand it over to Dr. Pamela Swanson, our superintendent. And would you all please stand? And Bob, could you come join Pam over here by this concealed thing?
You're going to be front and center. We'll let you lead on the piano. How's that? Okay. Are you guys ready to sing? We're going to sing to Bob.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Bob. Birthday to you. And many more.
You remember it was my birthday. I'll tell you, I've been telling Jenny Gatto for 3 months. I said, you know, I'm going to be 75 during the con. No kidding. And I also told Jenny about the Italian tradition and birthdays. You know, where you celebrate anniversaries, the 25th anniversary, that's silver, right? Silver. And then a 50th anniversary is gold. You know what the 75th is in Italian tradition? Diamonds? No, it's a Maserati. Yeah, Maserati with candy apple red and pinstripes. So I'm sure that's home when I get home today. Sure. Okay. Nah, I love you guys. I really do. Thanks an awful lot. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Love you, Bob.